All right, so now we're going to talk about S-turns across the road. So take everything we just talked about with turns around a point as far as wind corrections, ground speed affecting bank angle. It's all the same. The only difference is instead of doing it on one, I guess, quarter mile or mile intersection, I'm going to draw this out for you. Okay, so these two are a mile apart, and just for your reference, these are a mile, and these here are also a mile. Okay, so it's mile, mile, mile. Now, again, let's say the wind is coming from the north, and we want to enter on downwind, like so. It's going to be the same entry as what we did with turns around a point. We're going to want to come around here. And instead of coming back, sorry, that's a terrible drawing, but instead of coming back around a full 360, we're just gonna do the exact opposite. We're gonna come over here like this. Okay, does that make sense? So same applies as turns around a point. Here, our ground speed is gonna be the highest. So we're gonna have steep to medium, and then medium to shallow, and then again the exact opposite, so shallow to medium, and then medium to steep. Okay, so are you understanding the correlation with the quadrants as far as what we did with turns around a point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. So it's almost, like I said, it's almost the exact same execution, except same thing here, roll into a 30-degree bank, making sure we're keeping about a half-mile distance. You can use whatever references you want to use. Maybe it's a tree line, whatever you want to use. And then I kind of straighten this out here, but I didn't mean to do that. So enter here, steep to medium turn. Then as we get here, we're going to want to make sure, again, when we're here, that crab angle is pointed towards the wind a little bit. Remember that. Medium to shallow again. Now, when you cross this road, this is where I got confused last time with saying wings level. This right here is where, for half a second, you are going to be wings level. That's an airplane, by the way.
There's no way you can, I mean, you have at some point.
Yeah, at some point you're going to be wings level, but it's not going to be very long.
Okay.
Yes, perfect, exactly. So you're familiar with this first turn here. Now, again, like I said, the only thing that's different with S-turns across the road is when you cross this reference line after 180 degrees, you're going to do the exact same thing, except you're going to do it in the opposite direction. So at this point here, we got a headwind, so our ground speed's going to be lower, which is the reason for our shallow to medium bank, correct? And as we come around here, we're going to get into a medium to steeper bank. Again, around 30 degrees is all you're really going to need. And then once you get over here, those are the wings and that's the tail, if you couldn't tell my drawing. But once you come around here, got that tailwind coming in, you're going to add that steeper bank, and then once you cross this, wings level, exit the maneuver however you like. And then go into, if you need to climb, descend, do whatever it is you're going to do next. So the biggest thing to remember, again, like we said, how ground speed affects your bank angle. And if you can get turns around a point down and understand it fully, S-turns across the road will be the exact same, just executed a little bit differently. Like I said, instead of 1 360, it's just 2 180s. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there anything that wasn't clear there? Now, kind of going back to the way it's referenced, and kind of like the turns around a point, we're using half mile. We don't want to use full miles because that could get to be a little hectic. So we start kind of a half mile here, half mile there when we cross that road. Alexa, stop. Half mile here, half mile there, half mile there. So.
It just seems weird to me that I get this medium to steep on the downwind, but I don't get this medium to steep if we're turning, because you would think the wind would be pushing us down here. So why would we need such a as steep a turn on this one as we do on this one? Because the wind's pushing us down.
Right, but as we start this turn, our ground speed's increasing. That's yes, because we're getting back into that tailwind.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
See, so then when we get back here, it's just like entering here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's really it. So that makes sense though. The reason
Yes.
medium to steep there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
'Cause I was thinking the wind pushing you, not the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Cool.